If you like lemon blueberry crumble, wait until you see this in sourdough form. A crispy crumble top, juicy blueberries, bright lemon flavor, and the softest homemade loaf. This one tastes like summer in every slice. You will start by adding 125 grams of active sourdough starter. My starter is happy, bubbly, and thick. And you will add 350 grams of filtered water. You'll mix these two together until well combined, and then you'll add 500 grams of flour and 10 grams of salt. I use the Kirkland all-purpose flour, but you can use bread flour or even the regular all-purpose from the King Arthur brand. Anything that you have. You can even substitute some flour for whole wheat. You will mix everything together until well combined. You will let your dough rest for 30 minutes before your first set of stretch and folds. While we wait, we want to do the crumble mixture. And for this, I am using my brand new scale from KKZ, which I actually really like. I wanted a new scale, and this one is very precise. As you can see here, it has two scales, a regular one for big bowls and a small one. So I am using the little one, the little scale, that way I can zest my lemon. I did zest 3 of them. They weighed about 8 grams. And then I add 15 grams of sugar just so it can bring out the flavor of the lemon. I really like this scale. I will link it down below for you guys. Some of you guys do ask me about my scale, and this one is actually worth linking. So I will put it in the description for you guys. It's very accurate for those of us who want to have everything perfect. So once you have your sugar and your lemon zest mixed together, you will add 1/4 of a stick of unsalted butter, melted, with 70 grams of flour, 65 grams of granulated sugar, and you want to mix these 3 ingredients together until you get like a wet, pasty sand consistency. It's going to be a bit on the wet side, but we will add more ingredients to make it more of a crumble. You will add 5 grams of this lemon juice, and then we will add all of the lemon zest to pop more of that lemon flavor, which is going to taste so delicious, exactly like summer. You will mix everything together, and we will add about 25 grams of these rolled oats. Now we will add 45 grams of brown sugar, and you want to mix this with your hands now. That way you can crumble it up and give it that sandy texture. Once it looks like this, you want to go ahead and add the freeze-dried blueberries. So I am using this bag right here. It is about 55 grams total in weight. We will add the whole bag in there, and then you want to go ahead and mix everything together with your hands. Since these are freeze-dried blueberries, you want to make sure that we add them in the dough because the dough will rehydrate them without making our dough too wet or gummy or sticky. So now we will do the first set of stretch and folds, making sure to strengthen our dough, and we will let it rest for 30 minutes. And onto our second set, we will add the inclusions now. Our crumble, we will add it in between each stretch, as you can see here, adding a little bit, stretching the dough and folding it over. Adding inclusions during the second or third stretch and fold is usually better because the dough has already started to build gluten strength. If you add them during the first set, the inclusions can tear the gluten network before it even develops, or when you have juicier wet inclusions, it can make the dough feel weaker or harder to handle. Especially here, we have some sugar, and this will make your dough feel stickier or a bit wet. So don't be afraid if you see that your dough feels like tacky on the third set, because on the second set we add our inclusions. You want to add some throughout the dough, making sure that every part of the dough has some of the inclusions. We let the dough rest for 30 minutes, and on this third set we won't add any more inclusions. We want to just stretch the dough, fold it over. Here's where you'll see that the dough will feel a little bit wet, or feel that the dough feels wet, but don't worry. It's all flavor, it's all deliciousness, and it'll all come together. So after the third set, I add a little bit more inclusions right on the top just so the top isn't bare. And then I let the dough rest for another 30 minutes. And on the fourth set, we will only do coil folds. That way we don't disrupt the dough and that way it doesn't tear. So after this, you will wait until the dough bulk ferments. It doesn't have to double in size, but as long as it feels aerated, fluffy, jiggly, it doesn't feel dense, your dough is ready to be shaped. Look at how beautiful that dough looks. So after this, we let it rest, and then when it's ready, we will go ahead and shape it. I am going to laminate this dough a little bit just to add more of those inclusions, a little bit more of that crumble right in the middle. You don't have to, since we did add some throughout the dough, but I just like to add more because why not, right? So I went ahead and added more. You don't want to put too much because then the sugar might separate the dough from rising or make it a bit gummy. That's why we also add the freeze-dried blueberries instead of fresh blueberries, because the fresh blueberries makes the dough super wet and sticky and it can look gummy after baking. So this is the best way to get a delicious, perfect blueberry lemon loaf. If you don't want to do the crumble, you can actually just leave it out and do the freeze-dried blueberries instead. You can even add a little bit of the lemon juice to the freeze-dried blueberries and then add that into the dough instead. It'll rehydrate the blueberries and give it more of that lemon flavor, and you don't have to do all of this crumble if you don't want. So now we will do a little pre-shape to our dough, and you want to be gentle, that way we don't tear it. And then we will put it into our banneton. So it's been warmer lately, so I can get away with baking the same day if I mix my dough in the morning, which is what I did here. If you want to do a cold proof, you can definitely do that, but I did not. Well, I did, but I didn't do a long cold proof. I put this dough in the refrigerator for about 2.5 hours, and then I went ahead and baked it. But if you want to do a long cold proof, go ahead and do that. And this is the poke test right here. You poke the dough and there's an indent and it slightly, slowly springs back. That means your dough is ready to be baked. And you preheat your oven to 450 degrees with your Dutch oven inside. And then you go ahead and score your dough. I wanted to do a simple score in the middle because I'm going to add more of that crumble right there in the middle on top once we take the Dutch oven lid off. So we bake this dough for 30 minutes with the lid on, and then I'm adding more of that crumble on top, and I bake this for another 12 to 15 minutes with the lid off. If you want it a little bit lighter in color, you could do 10 minutes. If you want to get it closer to what mine looks like, go ahead and do 15. And this is the end result. Look at that crumble on top. It doesn't like fall off. It looks beautiful. It tastes delicious. It has a beautiful, sweet, and tangy flavor that just goes perfectly well. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly tangy. It has a great balance. So if you want to give this loaf a try, please do so and let me know in the comments what you thought about the loaf. You can even leave me a picture on my community post on my page of what your loaves look like. I love to see your results, and it makes me so happy just to see that you guys are trying my recipes. So I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. Like and comment and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.